I'm not a relationship expert by any stretch, but I often come across discussions where I see people conflating chemistry and compatibility between a couple in a relationship. Now, if you mix things up or mislabel a certain situation, you end up running the risk of solving the wrong problem. So I'm just going to take a few minutes just to quickly go over my understanding of what chemistry is, what compatibility is, and help people think through the dynamic between the two. So let's start with chemistry. In simple terms, chemistry is a natural connection, a spark as they say, an emotional reaction, or some people consider it as a magical bond with someone. So for the most part, there's not much that can be done with this because either you have a spark or a connection with someone or you don't. I know it's a bit of a generalization, but let's just stay with me for now. Think of chemistry as an intangible phenomena that is next to impossible to measure. It's just a feeling of attraction or a deep connection with someone, right? Now, compatibility, on the other hand, is a lifestyles and a values fit between two people. Compatibility is quite practical. It can be developed through goals alignment and future planning, so it is measurable, unlike chemistry. There are compromises and sometimes even sacrifices that go into making compatibility stick. Now let's put both chemistry and compatibility together. Think of a chemistry compatibility quadrant from low to high for both. The ideal and rare situation is when couples have both high chemistry and high compatibility. You're blessed, in my view, if you live in this high chem, high comp quadrant. If you have the opposite, that is, you have low chemistry and low compatibility, in my view, that's a dysfunctional relationship that may end sooner than later. Though again, in the practical world, people have to make certain sacrifices or compromises and they drag things out for one reason or the other. That's a topic for another time. I find that most people, however, live in the high chemistry, low compatibility or low chemistry and high compatibility quadrants. If you're highly compatible with someone, but let's say lack chemistry with them, typically boredom sets in over time, and sometimes people in a stale relationship find themselves more interested in others outside the relationship, right? Conversely, if there's high chemistry and low compatibility, of course there's sparks. Both parties are highly attracted to each other, but they risk stepping on one landmine after the other due to the divergences in everything from, let's say, political views to how to raise the kids, to working hours, to socializing, and a whole bunch of other lifestyle choices. You love each other, but you can't stand each other. It's kind of like, it's a bit of a dichotomy. So this is just basically a quick overview of the differences between chemistry and compatibility and the impact these two factors have on relationships. In the end, intimate relationships are one of the biggest investments we make with our time, with our energy. So educate yourself on how to better manage and then cultivate them. And don't let lack of maturity, knowledge, or just random assumptions potentially devalue something of such high worth.